So let's go ahead and go to our next segment that we are calling Treasure or Garbage. Is this the treasure player that just hasn't been able to come out and be found and start his fantasy career year? Or are they just pure garbage and they're not going to get any better this season? Who do we have up first, Johnny? Justin Fields. Is he treasure to keep or is he garbage to throw, Pez?
Oh, this is a hard one because it's still early days, and we saw what happened last year after, was it 5 games, where they were just like, right, he can only really play one certain way, we'll just play his way. It depends. It depends, doesn't it? It really depends what league you're in.
Pez,
And
it's
if
not
you,
that difficult. He's pure garbage. Get rid of him. If you own him, trade him now.
I don't think you'll get anything to trade him now.
Take Jameis Winston for it.
If we're talking about here and now, week 3 going into 4, yeah, he's garbage, and you need to drop him and just leave him on the waiver wire because, yeah, he's even the Chiefs who don't really start hot on defense. They were just all over him. Yeah, he's at the moment he's pure garbage.
Yeah. And the Bears are terrible this season. I don't see them getting any better.
I don't know what they've done.
Like he's like the old couch you see on the side of the road. The only people think that couch looks good are the people that don't have a couch already. The only people that like Justin Fields don't have a QB option. Throw him out in the garbage. Let's go to the next guy. Josh Jacobs, the hero for many fantasy owners last year, rode him to the championship. Is he treasure yet to be opened this season, or is he garbage, Pez?
Treasure. Don't give up on him yet. Solely because you look at last year, his monster year last year, he started off with single digits week 1 and 2, double digits week 3, and then from week 4, that's when he broke out and went off. And he's followed the same trajectory this year. You've got to remember, he didn't do any preseason training, probably came in overweight, probably needs to get match fitness. I reckon he's showing the same trajectory as last year, because I'm sure last off season he was playing around a bit as well, wanting to get traded and not training and stuff. So next year, if you got Josh Jacobs next week, sorry, I'm all over the place here with my timings. Next week is Josh Jacobs' week. He's treasure.
It's breakout week next week for Josh Jacobs. On a side note, Pez, did you see the terrible scratching your head, shaking your head call from Josh McDaniels? Down 8 points with 4 minutes to go inside, I think, the 25-yard line. Let's kick a field goal.
Yeah, it's so backwards. What was the man thinking? But you've got Devontae Adams, that's what he's made for. That's what makes that guy elite. And it's like your head coach has literally just turn around and go, I know it. I've watched us destroy Jimmy G for years. I know he's a terrible quarterback. But Jesus, week 3 to turn around and go, I do not trust that man. I trust my defense to try and get the ball back. Jesus Christ, that was a bad
You can't trust him to get 5 yards. What makes you think he's going to be able to drive the field after you stop them? It made no sense at all. He is a garbage coach. Never would I want that guy on my team.
Such a bad move.
Terrible move. All right.
So what are you thinking? Treasure or garbage?
Josh Jacobs? I'm a 50-50 on this guy. I had him on probably 60-70% of my teams last year. And I traded him at the end of the season last year, knowing I would never get a first-round pick for him again. I think he's done. I don't think he's going to have more than 1,000 yards this season. He's going to have less than 8 touchdowns. He'll be a top 12, top 13 back, but his days as a top 5 guy is done. Trade him now if you can.
That's getting traded.
let's go to the next guy. A Barrett or
Oh,
a Barrett? You can give your opinion in the comments there. Najee Harris. Oh my gosh, this guy is killing me, Pez. Oh,
oh, he needs taken to the skip. He needs binning off. He's done. Oh, he's going to be an
oh my
RB2
God.
by the end of the year. Jalen Warren's just going to subside him in like at least 2 weeks. Awful, awful. I don't know what's happened to him. He
I'm
had
not
so
sure
much
what
promise,
happened
and
to that. The Steelers' offensive line. I don't blame him alone. They're not really opening a lot of big holes for him, or even decent holes. However, it does seem like he's lost a little bit of the spurt,
yeah,
to fire through the hole. I watched a lot of this game. Uh, he did not look very good at all, to be honest with you. The whole Steelers offense. I will say Pickens, he looks like a star in the making, though. Pickett seems to start learning more and more each week. I think he can really have a solid year. But Najee, he's looking like the 2 week old. He's looking like the 2 week old leftovers you forgot about in the refrigerator. Pure garbage. Pez, what are you thinking?
yeah. I couldn't agree more. I remember hearing that he put weight on for this season. I can't remember why, but he put some weight on, and you can kind of tell like he's doesn't look himself. It's like as he just overthought some with his training and his body. Like just go back to what made you good. But yeah, that Jalen Warren's week by week looking a lot better. He's looking a lot fresher. So yeah, I couldn't agree anymore with you. Chuck him in the
The
bin.
decline has been dramatic as well. I
Yeah.
remember coming out of his rookie year, it would take two number ones at minimum to get that guy. I doubt you can get a second
Mm.
for him. All right, let's go to the next guy. Who do we have? I'm almost afraid to look.
Ooh.
Damian Pierce, the rookie sensation. I also had him on about 70% of my teams last year and traded him in most of my leagues for that number one draft pick. And I'm starting to wonder if I did the right thing with both Jacobs and Damian Pierce. However, I want to know, what are you thinking, Pez? Is Pierce treasure waiting to be opened or garbage to be thrown out?
I think that people should just hold on to him for a little bit longer because they've had their old line issues, but I think the Texans are going to be a sneaky team because at the start of the
Mm,
year, everyone's like, oh, they're still going to be garbage. But I love Stroud. I thought Stroud should have been the first overall, personally, myself. And he's showing it, isn't he? He he
I think
doesn't
so.
look unfazed, and I feel like once he gets more comfortable, the old line is an issue because Damian Pierce is like he's running like through negative yards just to gain 2 yards at the moment. But I don't know. It's a hard one because if we're talking about here and now, he's garbage because he's done nothing. But if we're talking about bigger picture, I just keep hold of him a little bit more, but maybe not trusting starting him. I just keep him on the bench until you start seeing the signs that he's getting back to last year's form. That's where I
I'm
get.
with you. I'm not ready to throw him in the trash heap quite yet. Second year player, sometimes they come out, they don't feel it right away in their second year. Um, the Texans, I agree with you. I think they're going to get better week in, week out. And he's a good person to have on the bench as your spot starter or a replacement for an injury guy. There's a lot worse options than Damian Pierce and an up and
Yep.
coming offense that the Texans have. Nico Collins, man. I've made fun of that Nico Collins trade in the first week, right? And I'm starting to think, oh my God, what was I thinking?
No, I won't. I won't make fun of it because from what I saw from yesterday's game, Tank Dell's gonna be the number one in that team because
I see that as well.
Stroud asked for them to draft him. He wanted him, and you're starting to see it now. They have a really good chemistry together, and I think
I
like
agree.
Collins, even though he'll get his games, but I think he'll be the wide receiver too. I think Tank Dell is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger in that team.
I think so. I think so. I think you're right.
Is that your
I'm
first treasure as well?
I would say keep him as treasure. Keep him there in the jewelry box. Don't
I
throw him
thought you were
away
going to chuck
yet.
them all in the bin.
Oh man, nah, I'm a Pierce guy. I still like him, even though I traded him. All right, let's go to the next guy. I think we have two more. Yeah, I think there's one more. George Kittle. What are we thinking here, Pez? I know you're not a 49ers guy. Let's leave that hatred behind.
Yeah, we'll talk pure fantasy.
Yeah.
Because I put him in the bloody trash heap straight away. Um, it simply with George Kittle, it's is Debo or Ayuk out. If Debo or Ayuk out, play George Kittle. That is my simple advice for George Kittle on your team. If Ayuk or Debo's out, George Kittle's going to have a monster game. It
It
happens
does
every
look like
time.
he's the fourth option right now. You got Ayuk, Debo, and McCaffrey, and Kittle's being an afterthought.
He's a the thing is with Kittle, he's probably like the NFL's biggest team player. He does anything. Like he'll block anything. He'll be a blocking tight end. He'll run routes just to deception, just to create space. He'll do anything to help the team win. A true out and out team player. But I'd say treasure because Ayuk was out. He had a good game, and I think Debo looks like he's dealing with something at the moment. So I could suspect, depending on that Debo news, that you could have a good couple of games out of Kittle. So I'd say for now, I'd say treasure. I keep hold of him.
Kittle, if my memory is correct, Kittle tends to be one of those boomer bust guys. It's rare that he has just like 7 or 8 points. He usually has a quiet game or he blows up. And when he starts blowing up, it's 3, 4, 5 games in a row that he gets his numbers. I'm going to say treasurer right here as well, Pez. All right. Who do we have next? Our last guy. Kyle Pitts, that we mentioned earlier in the Drake London trade. Is he the garbage that you want to throw away and never let the neighbors see? Or is he the treasure you want to give to your wife for your anniversary? How are we feeling about Pitts?
Oh man, I've suffered. I've suffered. Just I watched him in college. If he was on any other team, he'd be spoke about as one of the best tight ends in the league for all 3 years he's played because he is just a pure talent. But he is garbage solely because he's on the Falcons. Like, no, he's just garbage. I played him. This is the third week I played him this year because I thought the Lions. I watched the Seahawks tight ends carve them up. I thought if there's a game he's going to do it, it's going to be the Lions, and if he doesn't do it there, he's gone. So he's gone.
I'm with you on here. I have Kyle Pitts on several different teams, and the guy's killing me. I should have known better. For some reason, I was feeling like Ritter was going to have like this, be a mid-level QB and have a breakout type season. But yeah, that Atlanta offense, while it has the pieces to be explosive, if not one of the best in the NFL, I just don't see it happening anytime soon. I do still predict them to win their division, though. So I do think they have a solid team and they can pull it off. But I don't think the offense is going to be as potent as I expected. I'm throwing
It,
him in the garbage.
it's the thing with the Falcons is it's like he plays a he plays like a Pete Carroll style, an old school style of run the ball, run it until the death, run pass kind of style. But the league is far gone from that style of play. Like, you can't keep up with these teams anymore, like your Chiefs and your Bills, your Bengals, your Dolphins. Imagine the Falcons going up against the Dolphins trying to run Bijan and then pass when Ridder just overthrows his guys or misses his guys. They'll put 80 on him. Like, you can't. Like, it's just they're always going to struggle because I just don't believe in that philosophy of offense anymore with the way the league is, with how aggressive these coaches are these days.
Well, perhaps
But
the
you've
best
got
at
Drake
are
London, you've got Pitts, you've got Bijan, you've got Algier. Like, that's four. Like, that's a really good foundation of offense, and he just doesn't use him right, and the quarterback's probably not good enough to execute any of it.
I
But
agree. I agree. I'm
garbage
slightly
it
disappointed
goes with the team.
with the Falcons offense this year. I was expecting a lot more. As you can see, I had London on my team, and I bailed early. Uh, Unfortunately, I don't really have many options outside of Pitts on my other teams. It's just got to go with it, you know? And it's going to make me cry every week. But if
Oh
anybody
God.
listening wants to come and grab Pitts off of me in my other leagues, come knocking on my door.